Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Marriott's on the move.
What?
Marriott's on the move.
Again?
Marriott's on the move.
If you're dreaming about moving to a new city to pursue the life of your dreams, this podcast is for you. Moving 18 times in 23 years to 5 of America's top cities, I know it's not easy to make those decisions alone. I help you develop the dream, the plan, and the move, even if we need to get scrappy to get you there. I'll be doing interviews, career and city spotlights, and sharing my crazy moving stories, tips, tricks, and scams to avoid. Traveling to explore your dreams has never been easier. Now let's get moving.
Hello, Better Yous. Welcome to another fantastic interview. I mean, I have to say, Lex, this interview is going to be so instrumental in my growth.
Yes.
I can already tell that it's going to help you grow in some ways you weren't expecting.
Steph, I'm kind of freaking out right now. Now, I know I often say this. This is going to be the best interview we've ever done.
Oh, absolutely.
But not only that, my mind is actually pre-blown with the self-actualization quantum leaps that we're about to take because this guest is actually going to coach us.
That's amazing, Lex.
So,
I mean, when you walked in today, I could tell. I was like, this guy is totally pre-blown.
So my aura was actually pre-blown and I was glowing. My aura was glowing and I could tell in response to my glowing aura that your aura was actually extra glowing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so Better Use. Today we have an incredible guest. Today's guest, she has been called the Martha Stewart of moving.
So apropos.
She has also been called the Carnation of Relocation and the Migration Counselor to the Stars.
Yes.
Today we are talking to an incredible genius.
So smart.
Better Use. She will help you understand when to move, why to move, where to move, and how to move.
Oh.
Today we are talking to none other than Gemma von Biltmore, the world's #1 influencer on moving.
Wow.
Now, Gemma is the author of 33 New York Times bestselling books, including the super popular, enduring bestsellers, Things I Left in the Attic, Dark Secrets from Homes I've Lived in, and The Moving Lady is Here. Wait, we're moving again?
What page turners?
Total page turners, absolutely riveting. We're going to talk about both those books. Now, Gemma has served as a moving counselor to A-list celebs and European royalty. She famously convinced Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel to move to Montana using her Fred framework, which we will talk about.
Wow.
She also helped Taylor Swift buy a home in Watch Hill, Rhode Island that was built in 1930.
That's incredible. And it's hugely known that Taylor Swift is a huge Better You. Taylor.
Yes.
Good to see you're doing well.
We've mentioned that before. Now, Gemma was also instrumental in Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's move to Montecito, California. Better Use. Gemma has millions of followers on every single social media channel where she drops viral moving-related hashtags and super cool witticisms, such as her classic catchphrase, "Moving sucks, but it doesn't have to." God, that
Love
has a great
that.
ring to it. Gemma.
So good. That's a t-shirt, Lex.
That is a t-shirt. Gemma, we are freaking stoked to have you. Welcome to You But Better.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Gemma, it is so good to hear your voice and to speak with you because I have been admiring your work from afar for so long.
Thank you.
It is always nice to meet the influencers that influence you.
I mean, I try to be humble, but I've had some really amazing things happen in my life.
We love that. You are not just an influencer. You are an influencer of influencers.
Yes.
That's my favorite kind of influencer, a meta influencer.
Yes, I believe in trickle-down influencing, and
Yes.
your influence is trickling down on all of our Better Use today.
Oh, well, thank you.
And we're grateful for that.
you are just trickling all over the place.
I love it.
I mean, it's my revolution. I strongly believe that there is power in the move.
Yeah.
And if you say yes to the yeses, you will move.
I love
Oh
that.
my God, I love that.
Gemma,
I love that
it
so
is-
much.
It is so refreshing, your positivity and your will to continue.
Yeah.
Gemma, could you tell us about the worst house you ever lived in? I mean, because your positivity is overflowing, and it makes me wonder, like, what is a place that made you feel like you absolutely had to get out of there? You absolutely had to move.
Oh, that's such a great question. Well, I reflect back on one of my moves to Chicago.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
mean, I have moved 18 times in the last 23 years to 5 of
Wow.
America's
Wow.
top cities. I have been all over,
Yeah.
but I will say the reason that this place was so hard to live in and I just had to get out was partially because of the energy in the home. You know, you often think that you are bringing in such positive energy and that you're going to be welcomed in this home. And you know what? I wasn't prepared for the ill intent and the energy that was already there. And that was my mistake. It just instantly reflected and bounced off me. And it was like an energy vampire that sucked the life out of me and even pushed me down the stairs at one point.
Wow. Oh my God. So Gemma, so just to be clear, you did have some kind of a vampiric presence living in this place in Chicago.
Yes. And it was confirmed by a psychic medium. In fact, there were 4.
4 vampires.
One was actually a protector.
Wow.
Okay.
She was kind of a samurai. She was an older woman, from what I understand.
Really?
And she was attached to a bed frame that I had. I don't know where it came from. I have a personal shopper.
Did you bring the bed frame into the home?
So I have a personal shopper that styled.
Yeah.
She was a holistic home designer, and she ran just all these pieces that she had from different places that were vintage shops. And she spent a lot of time looking at other people's precious memories and really tried to identify what keepsake would be welcome in my home.
Can I ask you something about her? Was she a reputable holistic home designer, or was this somebody you knew? Because I think better use, it is important to know who's coming into your home, especially whenever they are there to mess with the energy, the feng shui. Yeah. What did you know about your holistic home designer before you brought them into your space?
Ironically, I met her through Instagram.
Oh,
and
yeah, that is so ironic.
I don't do much. Yeah, I don't do much on the social because I had, a hashtag go viral back in the MySpace days. And it was, one of those gifts that just kept on giving. So when she reached out to me and said, I really just want to, I feel compelled to help you. I said, you know what? Who am I to take that, energy and say no? I just follow the yes, and just led me astray in this case.
Yeah, I love that you follow the yes. I'm sorry to hear that it punished you a little bit in this instance.
Yeah, and that, I mean, better use. I think this is such an important point here because it brings up a universal lesson, which is that I think we've all had problems with personal shoppers. And when you have a personal shopper who's buying your furniture, new furniture for a place you're living, and they buy you a bed frame that's attached to a psychic samurai, it raises the question of whether you can keep working with that personal shopper. And I think that's a question we've all confronted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because when I originally met her, I didn't have any feelings, good or bad. And that should have told me something, right? Because my spidey senses should have said, yes, keep this person in your life, or no, maybe let's pass.
But you think the neutral gut response is maybe the most dangerous one?
Totally. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you just don't feel anything, I feel like you should do nothing.
Wow. I love that. It's like you're letting the apathy make the choice for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's so good.
And
that's
sometimes
so good.
no choice is a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that Rush says that.
Just like the Rush song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Free will.
Yeah.
Just geniuses.
Yeah, exactly.
If you choose not to decide,
You still have made a choice. Getty Lee.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He knew what's up. He was one of the original self-help influencers for sure. I've been influenced definitely by a lot of Rush songs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
I'm just so curious. Did you ever exchange words with any of the vampires or psychic samurai?
Well, one pushed me down the stairs, and I had some very stern warnings for them. And then I went and bought a carpet runner just in case they decided to do it again. But I just said, you are not welcome in my home. You should leave. And they laughed at me. And then I called somebody to vanquish him.
Yeah.
Oh, who did you
So-
call?
But her name is Jorianne, the coffee psychic. And she came and did a clearing, and she was lovely. She called them out right away and actually told me about the samurai old woman that was in there who was protecting me. There were a couple other people that were passersby, but she just kind of said, they're fine. Just leave them. But, got rid of the other two and kind of had them move to a different apartment, actually to my neighbor's condo upstairs who I didn't care for.
Got it. Well, Gemma, we absolutely love your book, Things I Left in the Attic.
Yeah.
Dark Secrets from the Homes I've Lived in. And you've had so many interesting experiences living in different homes in all these cities. You get into a lot of the fun things that you've abandoned in attics, like framed pictures of previous boyfriends. One of them was a horse jockey. There was one who was a disc jockey.
Yeah.
Lots of jockeys. Victorian costumes that were ruined by vomit. A lot of assorted whatnots and knickknacks. Better use. If you want the full story, definitely read Gemma's book. It is riveting.
You have to read the book.
You have to read the
Can
book.
I just say something, Lex?
Absolutely,
I don't mean
Seth.
to go on a rant right here, but
No, Seth,
better
I want
use-
you to go on a rant.
if you want the full story, you're going to have to read the whole book. That's
Yeah.
why they call it a full story. You don't get a full story if you only get part of the story. Right, Gemma? And
Yep.
and I think it's so important that they read your books because your books, they tell full stories.
Mhm.
Exactly. So we're just curious, though. Could you tell us about, have you ever actually found something in the attic that someone else left behind?
Wow, I love that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there were lots of things, but what's funny is that one of them was a pyramid. It was a very small, you could tell somebody had pieced together stones.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of stones they were. I just remember picking it up and feeling like, oh my gosh, there is something attached to this. I don't know if it's good or bad. Again, not making a choice is a choice.
Yeah,
Right. So
of course.
I
Yep.
had somebody come and get it, and they felt the same. I'm getting goosebumps right now all over because
I'm
they
feeling it too.
literally
I'm
were,
feeling it
yeah,
too.
they just were like, oh my gosh, I don't even know. This pyramid could have been from Egypt, and we would know there could be a mummy spirit attached to it. And so we
Yeah.
we got it out of the house. But,
How big was the pyramid?
it wasn't very big. It was maybe like 6 inches by 6 inches.
Oh, a small pyramid. Okay, wow.
It was odd.
People were so much smaller back in the day.
I know. Just tiny things. Lots of tiny things.
They were, it was because of nutrition. They didn't,
Yeah.
the thing is before we had Grun's smoothies, people were a lot shorter because they didn't get as many micronutrients.
Yeah, and it wasn't very heavy, so that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly. And I mean, I think that's why a lot of people, we get confused because we talk about humans, we talk about superhumans, and we think of those as Superman and all these other magical creatures, but we are the superhumans because we're consuming
Yes.
superfoods.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
are.
You don't get superhumans without superfoods. Better use, write it down, remember it, live it, breathe it, dream it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I think, I really want to get into the Fred framework because
Ooh, I
that
gotta know
is-
about it.
Yeah.
Now, can I just say, like, I've talked to Justin about this myself. You
Yeah.
worked with Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel, who Justin doesn't let me talk to anymore, but we're good.
She's
But
my
you-
girl.
Yeah, he gets a little jealous. You've seen his
Yeah.
You've seen his snarl. If you've seen his snarl, you know his jealousy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You actually helped them get a home in Montana. They used your Fred moving framework.
Mhm.
Could you tell us all about this Fred framework so our better use can put this to work today?
It's really a framework that gives you kind of a space to dream. Right? We start with dreams, right? So it's Fred, it's finances, it's robustness. So think mental and physical strength. It's your ecosystem. So the community you're moving from and the community you're moving to. And then if it gets you closer to your dreams. And so,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we start with the dream, right? And so we really spend some time just niching down and, for Jess and Jess,
Working backwards.
yeah, we just reverse engineer you into it. And
A little
It
bit
was-
of a DERF approach to the Fred framework.
it is actually, yeah, I haven't thought about it that way, but we could rename it because it really does contain some special meaning. My dad's name, his nickname growing up was Fred.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Freds in my life. I had an aunt and her last name was Frederick. My stepsister had a motorcycle that she named Fred. I mean, there's just lots of Freds that, so I just
There are
took this
Freds
framework.
everywhere.
They're literally
Yeah.
everywhere.
There is a Fred, Texas. We have a better you that lives in Fred, Texas, and
No
they write
way.
us constantly. We've had
Yeah.
we've had some issues with that Fred, but it sounds like this Fred is actually going to help you a lot. Just like Fred Astaire has helped a lot of people get through some sad times in their lives.
Yeah, and Fred Savage.
Yeah, true.
I mean, he brought me through a lot of my wonder years. That's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So Fred, so we've got finances, robustness,
Ecosystem and dreams.
Yes, your
Ecosystem.
ecosystem is so important. Like your surroundings.
yeah.
How is it feeding you? How are you feeding it?
Yes.
So finances, robustness, ecosystems, and dreams.
Yeah. So like with Jess and Jess, they really wanted to just be free. And,
Yeah.
you know, when I sat down and I meditated on it, my visions were really of Justin, you know, just dancing among white horses and running
Yeah.
free. And he
Yeah,
had
That's so
a
nice.
bit of a country background. And,
Yes.
you know, Jess really loves to run. And I
She
thought,
does.
wow, if she's running with horses and he's dancing with horses, I mean, it just looked magical. And when I brought my vision to them, they just loved it. And they just had never thought of it. And at the time I was in Bozeman, I had a sprawling estate that I was staying at. And I just showed them on FaceTime, like, look what you could have. And they just were sold.
That's great.
I mean, it was just that easy.
You just showed them your home on FaceTime?
Yeah. I said, let's just do this.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Do you think when someone is considering a move, they should consider what kind of animal they want to dance with in what kind of environment? Is that a basic question?
I think so, because your spirit animal is really going to guide you in a place that your human as an animal isn't going to do it, because we get scared, right? So our fears come out, but our animal spirits, those spirit guides don't have any fear. They just tell it like it is, and they're just always happy, and they tend to steer you to what's going to bring you joy.
Yeah.
They're tapped into our primal nature, our
Yes.
true nature, not this fake manufactured media nonsense.
Yeah, this humdrum BS. And
Yeah.
the thing is, an animal, I think, has embraced their mortality in a way that allows them to live immortally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they tell you when something's not right? They'll back away right away, and they say, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Horses literally say nay, which means no.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what you want.
Yeah.
Of course.
Boom. Play it.
Have you ever listened to a commercial on the radio or a podcast and thought, I could totally do that? Well, I am challenging you today. Being a voiceover artist is an amazing side hustle that can be done from the comforts of your own home. Heck, it can be an amazing career. Just ask Jesse Carroll. Jesse's got over 1,000 voiceover credits to his name. Ever watch Backroad Truckers? He's the narrator. He's also done a ton of commercials for brands you would definitely recognize. If you're ready to try your hand at voiceovers, go to marriottsonthemove.com and head to my favorites page to learn more about his new digital course and coaching package. If you use code MOTM, you'll get 20% off at checkout.
Have you heard of Monat or Modern Nature? I hadn't either before my friend Monica was raving about their skincare products that she's obsessed with. I took their hair quiz to find out which product line would be best for me, since I just happened to be looking for new shampoo and conditioner, and I signed up for their VIP package that got me a little bit of everything to try out. Turns out they are the first anti-aging hair care line in the world, which I didn't even know was a thing. And their products are gluten-free, vegan, and Leaping Bunny certified, which means they're never tested on animals. Now I'm obsessed with their rich formulations that feature botanical extracts, essential oils, and other naturally based ingredients, and I want to share those products with you. I'll put the link in the show notes, or you can hit the faves page on my website. It's safe, EU approved, and clinically tested by third parties. So essentially, robustness approved. Now back to the show.
Now, I've often thought about rolling with armadillos in the desert or helping to build a dam with a bunch of beavers.
Yeah.
That's something that comes up for me a lot.
Yeah, when I think of armadillos, I think of Texas and maybe like Austin.
Oh, sneak preview.
I
Yeah.
love that. Texas has been brought up a lot. Lex and I are very free spirits. Whenever I think of Texas, I think of the wild, wild west. Even though we're a little more west than Texas, but it feels
Yeah.
more west in Texas.
Yeah.
I'd say.
So I'm just curious though, with the Fred framework, how would each of those well, the finances, obviously you need enough finances to get the homes of your dreams. And better
Yeah.
use, if you're listening to You But Better, you're an entrepreneur, you have your own business or at least a startup. So your finances should be locked in. So that shouldn't be an issue for most.
Yeah, you probably have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Most of our better use should be in that category. How would you say that the rest of those categories will? Can you give us an example of like how they applied? Like how do the other ones apply to Justin and Jessica?
Yeah. So probably a better example would be, oh gosh, like Meghan and Harry.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
yeah,
for them,
totally.
they were, if you think of like robustness as your mental and your physical strength, they're mentally, they were in a really tough place, right? Their families were in turmoil. They just wanted to get away. They wanted to be on a beach. And I know, London. I mean, we've
Yeah,
all
of course.
been there.
We were there for the wedding.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there was no beaches, right? There was no
None.
serene. There's no sunsets, right?
No getaways.
No getaways.
There was no getaways.
Yeah, and Meghan,
It's like that wedding felt like a giant cage.
Yeah.
it was, yeah.
A
it
beautiful
was,
cage. Best cage in the
Yes.
world, but very trapped.
It was very elaborate cage.
Yes.
But trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that, when we were talking through it, I mean, Meghan was pregnant or, like, I don't know if she was telling people at that point, but there was, there were a lot of things that they went through.
But she was telling you though.
Yeah. I mean, but we go way back.
Yeah, but I think sometimes it's important to remind our better use. We're not just talking to anybody whenever we have these interviews. We're talking to the most trusted professionals in their field.
Yeah,
And I love that.
Best in class, first tier, top of the game.
And we just want to acknowledge that because I think a lot of times people, they write off what people say. They're like, we're out of touch. But, today we're talking about something that everybody goes through. Even people without a place to live, they understand what moving is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know what the concept of it is. I think that we keep our podcast extremely relatable, and that's super important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, I mean, it was, they wanted to move prior to the wedding. They just said, well, we'll go back to London for the wedding. And I said, no, it's not the right time.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back. Physically, you're not ready. And she wasn't, right? And Harry was ready to do whatever he wanted. He loves Meghan. Whatever she wanted, she would do it. But I just said, listen, I don't care how many staff you have packing these boxes. You physically are going to have to walk from room to room to room. You're just not there yet. And she got it. She got it. And they waited.
That is so incredible. And it seems like you just have such a keen, I want to call it an attenuator, where you're able to really lock into what people are struggling with, maybe how ready they are or how unready they are. But I want to ask you, like, what are some of the biggest mistakes people make when they're choosing where to relocate? Because we want our better use to avoid the trap of moving to the wrong city. So what are some things that people do and that are kind of blunders, if you will, when it comes to moving or choosing a place?
Well, I think that they generalize. Right. So, for instance, if you want to move to LA, obviously you guys both live in Southern California. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And people just get blinded by that. Right. They'll go for a weekend and, everything's magical in a weekend.
The weather's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Like instead of saying like, okay, I see myself waking up in the morning and going out onto the veranda and having my coffee and then going and stand up paddleboarding across the ocean and coming back and having a massage. And, they really don't look at their day to day and what they're going to do and what they want to do. So what they end up doing is generalizing and just picking a city because it's pretty, like the Pacific Palisades, right? And then they don't, they could move into a neighborhood that's got, people that are older than them or people that have families and they don't love children and they don't think about their day to day and like how close they could be to a Pilates studio or a coffee shop. So I think that's probably the biggest blunder I see.
Yeah. Don't generalize. And I just want to say, better use, it is so important that you listen to this podcast and that you never generalize. All generalizations are false. People who don't listen to self-help podcasts generalize a lot more. So you need to be a person who generalizes a lot less by listening to a self-help podcast, and every better you is much better at not generalizing.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's so true. I think those are really great, like, sourced opinions that you have. And I'm glad that we get to share those.
Well, it's profound advice.
I thank you, Gemma, for acknowledging that. Sometimes I
Yeah.
feel like, am I the only one who hears this genius talking to
Right.
us?
Yeah,
I mean, Lex is
exactly.
incredible.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Gemma, it does seem like you made a really good point, and there's kind of a metaphor in what you said. It's almost like people come to Los Angeles and they think, I'm just going to be able to paddleboard across the ocean.
Mhm.
And really, the ocean is huge, and you don't know what you're
Huge.
getting into, and you're going to drown if you try to paddleboard across it.
Yeah.
And there's also something in the ocean that freaks me out, and it's called sharks.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't think about that.
They say they're peaceful.
Yeah, and there's sharks in L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we're surrounded by sharks all the time, right?
every day.
Every day. It's just I don't want one under my paddleboard.
No way. No
Mm-mm.
how.
My two least favorite sharks in the world are
Yeah.
great whites because of how vicious they are, and Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank because he is massively overrated.
Yeah.
He is. I've met him.
There
I can
is
say that
nothing.
for a fact.
I don't look. I have few rivals and haters in life, but there is nothing wonderful about that man.
Yeah. I almost went into business one time with him, but that
Yeah,
was
it's a good thing you didn't. That was a
Yeah.
dodged bullet.
I followed my intuition.
The only thing better than dodging a bullet is dodging a shark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it kind of goes to show you that people will inadvertently show you their true colors.
Mhm.
If a great white shark was really great, it wouldn't have to say it. If Mr.
Right.
Wonderful was truly wonderful, he wouldn't have to put it in his name.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, Gemma, we want to get to a little bit of counseling on our situation, but first we have to ask you, this is a difficult topic. It needs to be addressed.
It needs to be addressed.
We know you haven't talked publicly about it before, and so we're happy that you've agreed with us to discuss it for a little bit on You But Better.
Thank you
Now,
so much.
as the entire world knows, in the 2010s, you were the majority shareholder in a moving goods company called Let's Get Moving Incorporated.
yeah.
Now, this company sold everything from mass market moving counseling services to the famous Move Splainer DVDs.
I had a couple.
Those were my
Yeah,
favorite.
those were
Mhm.
great DVDs. They were really informative.
Yeah.
Discount van rentals and everything in between, mugs and koozies related to moving. Now, these products and services were marketed using your likeness on your plethora of websites and magazines. Now,
Mhm.
in 2018, you were convicted of money laundering and importation of illegal goods.
Yeah.
This was for reselling several $1 million of black market packing tape and boxes that had been illicitly imported from the island country of Nauru.
Yeah.
Now, much of this tape was faulty, and let's be frank, the boxes were shit.
Yeah.
The boxes
lot of
were
people-
not great.
The boxes were shit. A lot of people suffered difficult or ruined moves because of the low quality boxes and tape. It basically only stuck on for a few minutes, then it disintegrated.
Yeah.
Now, at the sentencing phase of your trial, there was a scene that was replayed for 4 months on CNN with
I
a
know
couple
this is
from
difficult. I
Atlanta.
know this is
The
difficult.
famous scene where the couple was they were a customer of Let's Get Moving. They were openly weeping on the witness stand, repeating over and over, the boxes were too thin. They fell apart. We lost our entire collection of garden gnomes. Over 100 gnomes gone.
Mhm.
Now, in 2018, you paid your debt to society,
Mhm.
6 months in the correctional center in Illinois.
Yep.
Gemma, first of all, can you just tell us in your own words what in the heck happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah. It was a very dark time.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of controversy around the gnomes specifically.
The ruined gnomes.
I don't regret that. Gnomes are evil in my eyes,
Yeah.
and so I didn't
Yeah.
care about the gnomes. But I did
Yeah.
feel bad about the boxes. I mean,
Yeah.
we really tried. We made boxes with handles because I think that just made sense. And, unfortunately, they just weren't reinforced. And,
Yeah.
the packing tape coming from Nauru, I love that island. I wanted to support the local economy.
Beautiful island.
Just
Yeah.
gorgeous, right? And it's just so pristine, and they just didn't have much of an economy. So I thought
Yeah.
I was supporting them. But, in
Wow.
that flight over from Nauru to the States, there was a lot of heat in the planes. I mean, I'll be
Yeah.
honest. And the adhesives gelled too much. And, it just was a very dark time. And so
Yeah.
Yeah.
we probably should have made different choices. And I own that. And I
Yeah.
clearly paid my debts, but I chose to talk about it on your show specifically because I knew you would honor it and respect that. And
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the
Yeah.
thing is I want to sidebar this and caveat this is that we respect the entrepreneurial journey here
Yeah.
at You But Better. And the thing, better use, it ain't always pretty.
Yeah.
No.
Sometimes it's tough and you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
You have to make those mistakes.
You have to make those mistakes. And sometimes people's gnomes will be destroyed. People's garden gnomes will be destroyed. Sometimes the tape will disintegrate. And that's just, you know, sometimes the third world island that you choose to mass produce your cardboard boxes isn't what you thought it was.
But
Right.
you know what it is? It is a lesson.
It's a
Because
lesson.
now you know, next time you fly over any of your materials, you have to literally cool your jets
Yeah.
because it gets hot in there and that
Yes.
ruins tape so much.
Yeah, and if I could say, you know, to your better use, I'm sorry. I mean,
Yeah.
I genuinely apologize if you had a bad
Yeah.
experience. I can't refund everybody their money, but I did as many as I could, and I just,
Yeah.
I so appreciate the fact that people overlooked it and
Yeah.
still support me and still want my advice, and I'm just so grateful. That's all behind me.
Of course.
Well,
yeah.
gratitude is everything, and we absolutely appreciate your transparency and your honesty and just the rawness of your vulnerability. I
Yeah,
love that
yeah.
raw, just that vulnerability.
So
That's,
vulnerable.
Yeah, we love that. We're super into that.
And our better use, just like much of the world, we're addicted to accountability.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we love it whenever you can apologize and you can really tell us where you fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Where
yeah.
did you blow it?
Yeah.
And I love that.
Now, better use, I want you to keep your ears peeled and keep your eyes peeled. And we want you to keep your sense organs peeled for our new
Yes.
course we're going to be launching. It's called Addicted to Accountability. It has a special masterclass on apologizing.
Yes.
It is so good. It's especially great for entrepreneurs who may have been convicted of crimes.
Yeah.
There's a whole section on philandering.
And here's
in
the
there.
thing, better use.
Yeah.
You're gonna be convicted of a crime if you run a business
You're
long
gonna
a
get
time.
caught with your pants down.
Yeah,
It's,
because your
you
pants
know, or
always have to come down. Whenever you
sometimes you forget to put a belt on.
exactly.
I've done it before.
And sometimes you lose weight. It's not even you drop in trowel. It's just the fact that
Yes.
your trousers do not fit anymore, and that's called growth.
Mhm.
That is growth. So look for that e-course. It's going to be dropping soon. We will be announcing it, of course, in our Better You newsletter. We'll be dropping that on the Insta. Look out for that one. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's gonna be dropping faster than a pair of pants worn by a C-suite executive.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really great analogy and
Yeah, thanks,
metaphor and all
Lex.
that stuff. And I would say that I have included some of my custom apologies in there.
Mm.
Yeah. Can I just say, Gemma, Lex's apologies, I've forgiven him for so much.
Mm.
He apologizes better than anybody I know.
Oh.
And those videos of those apologies are worth the sticker price of that class alone.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I was very honored to have done the foreword for the video.
It's a great forward.
Yeah, thank you so much. You were the perfect person for it.
Yeah. Nobody is more sorry than you are.
Oh, thank you. The apologies got me, Lex. I'll be honest. Like when I
Aw.
saw that module, I just said, you know what? He gets it.
Yeah.
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 Thank you.
Mhm.
Can't beat that review. I love that.
Now, Gemma, was prison a transformative experience for you? Were you able to connect with any other inmates in there or anything? Was that
Yeah. I really did. I actually ramped up my coaching because when it comes down to it, everybody was actually going to be leaving and moving somewhere after Decatur. And so I just
Yeah.
took it
Wow.
as an opportunity, right? You know, take lemons and you make lemonade. So I made everybody lemonade and we sat and we talked about everything from their finances to the ecosystem that they want and, you know, how are they going
Yeah.
to make friends after prison? Because that's hard. You know, people
It is
judge.
Yeah.
tough.
right?
It's tough
People
for a lot
judge.
of people.
Yeah.
Now we actually heard that you were synced up with a like a kind of an old school women's prison gang called the Lemon Girls.
Yeah, well, that's the lemonade. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
we don't talk
Ooh.
a whole lot about what happened on the inside for
Okay,
good reason. But
Totally understandable.
but I
totally
do
understandable.
yeah, somebody leaked that out. It might have been me, but it was certainly the highlight of my weeks was spending time with those ladies.
I also
That's
think
amazing.
it's a testament to who you are that you were able to find a community so fast
Yeah.
in prison. You were even able to apply your principles as a mover to
Mhm.
find a way to make prison feel like home for you.
Well, I mean, you know that I'm deeply into fashion as well.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just kind of my side hustle per se, but
Yeah.
the
One of them.
I know, I
Hmm.
have so many these days, but
Yeah.
the Lemon Girls, they had a lemon colored shirt for me. It was made out of
Yeah.
chiffon, and I just thought
Ooh.
that was so magnificent that they thought of me that way. And I mean, I couldn't say no once, I follow the yes, and you know that.
I
So,
love that.
yeah.
Lex and I are actually going to participate in a prison experience soon.
Yeah. We volunteered to do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of our Johnny Cash moment, we think,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
in a manner of speaking.
So we will be asking for advice for that when that comes up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that won't be on the podcast, but yes, I
Yeah.
will certainly
Yeah.
take that offline with you for sure.
I would love
Great.
that.
Love your lemon tattoo, by the way.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
it's so
you. Yeah.
gorgeous.
That
Yeah.
was designed by one of my followers.
Aw.
Yeah.
It's
Aw.
that's why followers are so important, folks.
They are.
will help you look better and embrace yourself.
Absolutely.
It's really worth saying, and I think it bears repeating several
Yeah.
times, that you think that we're giving gifts to our followers, and we are, but every follower is a gift to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They teach me things that I just treasure.
I
Yeah.
love that. Is there anything in regards to the robustness that we need to be thinking about? I think the robustness is the hardest part of the Fred method for me, because finances, check. Dreams, plenty. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the robustness a little bit where I get a little bit lost.
Yeah. So think mental and physical strength, right? So
Yeah.
Mm.
I think if you are in alignment before you
Yeah.
move, when you get there, it's going to be so different. So, find a mantra,
Yeah.
find something, I often repeat to myself that I am abundant, I am uber
Yes.
wealthy, I am serving
Yes.
many, many, many millions of people every single day. And that just lifts my vibration. So when I'm ready to take that journey, I can just walk freely, right? So
I love
that's
that.
what you want to think about. And then, can you lift a box, right? You're going to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
movers. You
Yeah,
might
of
want
course.
to, take some time to take the boxes into different rooms. Don't use
Yeah.
any of my old boxes. Maybe go to Home Depot or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that you find, I think you'll be great.
I appreciate that, and I
Mhm.
thank you for clarifying that for me. And I have the benefit of living with a doctor of manifestation. My wife Amaranth, she gives me some of the best mantras, and you can actually find mantras for moving. It will be in our store on youbutbetter.com or betteruniverse.com.
The Better Universe store, yeah.
Love
And
that.
Thank you.
I just want to make a clarification about that URL. Better Use, we do own all those URLs. So you
we
can go to
own a lot.
youbutbetter.com, you can go to ybbpod.com, you can go to thebetteruniverse.com, you can go to betteruniverse.store. If you just go to better.com, we own that. We own the URL u.com.
We have
actually own-
youbutbetter.com as well.
Yeah. Well, you're so very innovative. You probably had the forethought to find that way before anybody thought it might be a thing. So kudos to you.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, we were URL squatting before it was trendy.
I
Yeah,
love that.
everybody's got to start somewhere, right?
We did have a lot of foresight when it came to a lot of the things that went down on the internet, and I went hog wild on URLs.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Jimmy, you were talking earlier about how, a MySpace hashtag
Mhm.
kind of helped fire off your journey. And I think if you're an early adopter, you're going to be adopted into a rich family. That's what I
Absolutely.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
If you're an early adopter, you're going to have a helicopter.
ooh.
I mean, just caffeinate and conquer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, caffeinate and
Mhm.
conquer. I love that. That's a t-shirt.
I own that URL.
Yes, I know. I tried to
I
buy
also
it.
own the URL hogwild.com.
Yeah. Not hogswild.com. That is something else, and we really are not
Don't
allowed
go
to
to
get
that
into
one.
it.
I learned that one the
Please.
hard way.
But Frogwild is ours. Frogwild is ours.
I also own the URL. I learned that one the hard way.com.
I love that website. It's actually one of the more insightful websites that we own.
Mm.
Gemma, we have treasured having you here
Mm.
in this unforgettable interview.
Yeah.
Before we go,
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we die.
could you give us one piece of advice that our better use could implement today that is going to make their life better when it comes to making the move and taking the chance on themselves?
Yeah.
Really lean in on the self-awareness.
Mm.
I would say when you're considering a
Mm.
move, ask yourself two very profound and pivotal questions. The first one being, what are you trying to prove?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the second one would be, who are you trying to prove it to?
Yeah. That could be anything. What you're trying to prove and who you're trying to prove it to. It could be, I deserve love. And the person could be your father who ran out on you when you were 12 years old. You know, it could be, actually, I can run faster than you, to your track rival from high school.
Right.
Yeah, it could be anything.
And you were holding on to it.
Yeah, there's so many people that you can prove right or wrong. And one of those people is yourself.
Yeah.
And if you know yourself, then you know what you got to prove. Better use.
I like to say that I am my own greatest rival and my own greatest critic and my own greatest supporter.
Share more about that. Yeah.
Because introspection is a powerful tool. Introspection, I like to say, is the spotlight that shines on the soul. That's the thing that I've often said. And so what I do is I take that spotlight, I turn it inward, and I deeply understand the rivets and cracks in my personality. And I think we have to do that. We have to use introspection. We have to use gratitude journaling, dream journaling, self-therapy, self-hypnosis, self-talk.
Yes.
So the point is there's ultimately, you may get critics and you may get haters, but the ultimate person who can see exactly what you need and exactly what's holding you back is you.
Yeah, I have a friend who is a monk. He lives in Austin. His name is H. And he says some just absolutely profound things. And one of the things that he says is doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Right? And if you know...
You're talking about Hatiyara.
How you know him?
He's a very good friend of ours. We've interviewed him before. He's a very good friend of ours.
Yeah, and he says that, and I totally agree. I totally agree.
Wise. Yeah.
Gemma, this has been one of the most filling experiences of my life.
Yeah, it's been totally filling to me, and it's been fulfilling as well.
Yeah. And I just have to say, thank you for being so willing to fulfill us today.
It's my pleasure.
And just your rawness and vulnerability, willing to relate your experiences, and to help us and to coach us and to bring your expertise. And we hope that all of our better yous click those links in the show notes. Check out the Journey Journal. We support all of your products without exception. And we're just so grateful that you spent this time with us and helped us.
It has been an honor. It has been absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, I could go on forever and ever about moving you closer to your dreams, but I probably should save some thoughts for the next episode. A big thanks goes out to you for making time for me today. And making time for me, you're making time for future you, and we're both grateful. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to the podcast, download the episodes, and leave me a 5-star review. I would really appreciate it. In return, if you go to my website, marriottsonthemove.com, and register for the Monday mailer, I'll send you a free Fred workbook to get your journey started. This is also where you can find all the show notes and all the ways to get in touch with me. A special thanks goes out to Rogue Media for its wisdom and partnership. Until next time, friends, keep moving forward towards your dreams. Oh, and the legal stuff. This podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. I am a certified coach, not a licensed therapist, and this is not meant to replace the professional advice of a physician, psychotherapist, or other qualified professionals. This is solely my perspective based on my own experience and training. Okay, now it's over. For reals. Bye for now.